Hey guys, welcome to our Monday night call. And we are going to share with you some tips on Facebook. And the thing about Facebook is it's an awesome tool to build your business, but you don't want to rely only on Facebook. You still want to be out and making connections and using Facebook as a tool, not as a crutch. Oh, I posted on Facebook and that's all I'm going to do. No, we want to use other avenues, and Facebook is a really good one. Instagram is also a really great one. The other thing about Facebook, and you guys are going to want to take some notes because we got a lot of notes, so a lot of things to share with you, but it's always changing. So Facebook has this algorithm of the things they want to show to people, and that's what we're going to share with you tonight. Some things that have changed, some things to maximize your views from your audience. So how to get your post in front of the most people, because that's what we all want. If you notice someone in your downline posting and they're not getting interaction or engagements, it's probably 9 times out of 10 because they're not engaging in their friends' wall. So people aren't even seeing their posts, even though they have 800 friends, because they're not scrolling Facebook and commenting on their friends' stuff. So it's super, super important. So we're going to go ahead and get started with you. So we kind of have this divided up into 3 categories: branding, attraction marketing, and the Facebook algorithm. We're going to start with talking about branding, and branding starts with your profile picture. I know Brittany would agree that is a really important part of, your Facebook page. So what would you say about that?
First thing I want to say is the whole purpose of Facebook is to build relationships, which is that's the whole reason we should be using Facebook. And that's why it's such a great tool to grow your business, because the purpose of it is to build relationships. And guess what kind of business we're in? A relationship business. So Facebook is a phenomenal tool for that very reason, but you shouldn't be relying just on your Plexus post to build your business. So don't use it as a crutch. Use it as a tool to build relationships, because it's not your Plexus post that's really going to grow your business. It's your relationship and people skills. Okay. So your profile pic. Yeah. When I'm going and looking for friends to add, that's the first thing I look at. And statistics show that most of the time, if someone doesn't like your profile picture, they won't even go to your page at all. So you definitely want something that is aesthetically pleasing. You don't want your dog, because people are not joining your dog. They're also not joining your kids. So don't put your kids as your profile picture, as cute as they are. We all love our kids, but we want to see you. People are joining you, and you have to think about that. That's the first thing people are going to see. So it needs to be clear. It needs to be well lit. And if you are a leadership position in the company, it needs to be professional. No car selfies, okay? Those are fine, like starting out. And if you can't afford headshots, that's totally fine. But at least make it look professional, because you're going to attract whatever you are posting about.
So if you think about a professional in any industry, I think about real estate agents, anybody. So you want people to join your team. You're a businesswoman or a businessman. So make your profile picture something that looks good, like somebody you'd want to join, not like a poster off a billboard or a bunch of words or even a picture of just your kids. Although it's cute, use that for your cover photo. That can be something like your kids and your dog, whatever's important to you and part of your branding. But your profile picture, think real estate agent, or Brittany doesn't like real estate agent type poses, but just that kind of look, like a profile picture should be, is just like your face or something. So, all right.
I don't mind real estate agent poses if you're a real estate agent.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a real estate agent, so don't make me look like one. Make me look like a homeschool mama.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you don't want to try to look like a real estate agent, but think something professional. So the other thing would be, when you're friending people from a group or wherever you met them, your bio. So if you look on people's pages, it's actually the intro. And I'm looking at Amber Miller's right now because she's done a good job of branding herself as kind of like a crunchy homeschooling mama. She's also one of our diamond uplines, but hers says Christ follower. homeschool mom of two, health enthusiast. It doesn't say Plexus ambassador. It says dream chaser, people lover, traveler. Those are the things that people are going to see when they first go to your page and they want to like, who is this girl that friended me off of this random Facebook group? I have chosen to not have it say Plexus ambassador. Not that I'm ashamed of that, but when somebody friends me and it says It Works or Mary Kay, a lot of times I won't friend them because I think in my mind they're just here to sell me something. And we are, but we're more after a relationship with them and what we have to offer. We're not salespeople. So that screams salesperson. So avoid doing that. That's what I have for that.
Yes, you hit the nail on. I don't have anything to add to that. You nailed it.
Okay. So the next, yeah, we're not salespeople. We're going to talk about that too. But attraction marketing, what is it? Basically, it's attracting people to you. And if you're attracting them to you, you still want to reach out. However, you're going to have people coming to you because something you did is attracting them to your lifestyle, to what kind of business you have. If you look at some of the best network marketers, you don't even know what company they're with. Like they're just so happy, loving life, posting about these products, and you have to search to figure out what company they're with. And it's super attractive because it's just their life. And that's what you're joining. You're joining someone's life, the lifestyle that the company offers to you. You can have the same thing that that person has.
Yeah, people are joining you. They're not joining your company. When someone joins you, and I mean, especially in the business endeavor, they're not joining your company. They don't care about your company. They care about you, and they're joining you as a leader. And so that's really what you're selling on Facebook. And so like if it ever came to the point where we couldn't say anything about Plexus ever again on Facebook, that would be totally fine because that's not what we're selling. We're selling ourselves. You do want to share about Plexus in your company because like Fallon said, it's a lifestyle that your company is affording you, but you really just want to create curiosity. You want people to say, how is she able to do that with that many kids or whatever? And another thing with attraction marketing, rule number 1 of attraction marketing, attract. Don't ever, ever post anything that repels. Don't post things that are not fun to look at, right? Because you want to grab people's attention, but in a good way. And who you are is who you're going to attract. And what you're posting is who you're going to attract. So if you're posting things that are gross, and it's like that's a turnoff. That's not attractive, and that's not what we're after, right? You want to attract people to you, not push them away.
Yeah, and on that line, I know Brittany and we both have strong opinions about things. And prior to Plexus, we might have posted controversial things that cause uproars and stuff like that. You kind of want to avoid those things to an extent, especially if you are like I was and that was the only thing you posted about. It's not really going to attract someone to you. It's going to repel a lot of people, especially if they vary slightly from your opinion. Not that we want to conform to everyone else's idea of what we should and shouldn't be, but some posts, unless it's something you're super, super passionate about, try to avoid that. Your Facebook is for your audience. It's not for you. It's your life and it's about you, but it's not for you. It's for the people viewing it. So I might care that there was an avalanche right behind my house, but everybody doesn't care unless it's made national news. It's something really big. And you want to keep your friends engaged. And I just think I have different friends on Facebook where I'm like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? What are they posting? And I love to follow them. And then there are other friends and it's kind of like you didn't really realize they were there because they're not really doing anything that stands out or anything that's different. And I think about Brittany's post this morning, her live video. And if you haven't watched it, she is cracking eggs, or her son is, and something came out of one of them because it was a half developed chicken. And that just, people watch that and they remember that. So you want to be memorable. You want to leave an impression on people.
Yeah, so that video, side note, was interesting but it wasn't repelling. It made people go, oh, I want to watch that. As a matter of fact, Michelle was like, my kids watched that over and over and over, and I had several other people say the same thing. So it was interesting. It drew people in, but I wasn't like zooming in on the dead baby chicken. You know, that would be gross. That would be like repulsive. I also did a post today about raw milk, and that was targeted to a specific audience, a certain type of people that I want to attract. If someone is drinking raw milk, then they're probably health-minded, because most people don't drink raw milk. And so I knew that to some people that might turn them off, but that's okay, because that's not the people that I generally want to work with anyway. To some people that might have been gross, but it was interesting, and it wasn't like disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting, and there's a fine line between interesting and drawing people in and like pushing people away and repelling. You know what I mean?
So if you think of Brittany, if she posted just a picture of what was inside the half-developed chicken, if she just posted a picture of that and they're like, this is a bad egg we found in our yard, that is not attracting people. That's not what you want to do. So good points there. Okay, so we talked about it's not about you, it's about your audience. Think about what you would like to see. And if you were reading from the outside looking in your own post, how would you feel about it? What would it make you feel? Would you be drawn in? Would you be attracted to that lifestyle? I know Amber Miller has posted about a baby deer, and it's so cute, and her life looks so fun. She's homeschooling, and the deer just comes up, and I think, oh, I want a baby deer, just because she makes it look attractive. So just think about that as you're posting.
And also, you're trying to attract prospects. When Fallon says your Facebook is not for you, it's for your audience. Your audience is not Plexus people. Your audience is potential. So you're posting to them. You're not posting to Plexus people. Don't use language that only Plexus people will understand. Okay, just have to keep in mind that every post you make, it needs to be to someone who's never heard of Plexus before. You know what I mean? Like, don't just use Plexus jargon that only we would understand. It has to be to, like, the everyday person.
The other thing would be to use your own pictures in post. Another thing that Brittany has said that she did, she'll get pictures with people at conventions. So she just did a post about Brenda Martin. And instead of just posting a random picture of Brenda Martin, because her audience don't care who Brenda is, they care about Brittany. So a picture of Brenda with Brittany and then Brenda's story is going to get a lot more attention. And I thought that is a genius idea. Now I need to go to a Plexus event and take lots of pictures with lots of people so I can post their testimonies. But that's a really good idea. The sharing on Facebook, it is the art of communicating and using stories, telling stories. So reading books on communicating and telling stories is going to help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Storytelling is actually one of the skills that you have to learn and master. Get really good at it to be super successful in this business. And there's lots of training on how to become a good storyteller. Who was that girl that they had at convention this year? Kendra, or
I don't remember.
Michelle Hepner would know. I think she went to high school with her. But anyways,
Kendra Hall.
Kendra Hall.
Yeah,
Kendra Hall. Look her up. She's great. If you need training on how to tell a story. But Emily Gibson also did a really good YouTube video. Is it on YouTube? Okay, I'll have to post that in Pink Power. Somebody PM me and remind me. But it was really good. Best training I've seen on how to tell stories, because she's really good at it. She was actually a blogger in her pre-Plexus life. And so storytelling is her jam, and that video was so good. Good tips for that. So yeah, we have to tell stories with our post.
Bridget Ryan's really good at telling stories. Brittany's really good at it. Tiffany Wilson. Those are some good storytellers, and we're going to talk about this in a bit here, but using lots of emojis in your stories, it actually boosts your post so more people on Facebook can see it. So I have more to say about that, but we are getting close here on time. So Brittany, let's just head into the Facebook algorithm stuff.
Yeah. So we want to give you guys some tips to get max visibility, because just because you post something doesn't mean everyone is seeing it. Facebook is super picky about what they're going to show up and pop up in your friends' news feeds. And so you want your stuff showing up in their newsfeed. So there's basically a Facebook game you have to play. And we all have to do it. So algorithms, your posts are going to be based on certain algorithms, and they change. They don't stay the same. And so as they change, we have to change and adapt the way we post and, just strategy behind our posts. So you want to tell them about how many times a day they need to be posting?
Yeah, so the number of posts that you do every day is important. You don't want to do 7 or 8 posts. That's way too many. You don't want to just do a post every other day. Consistency is key. I notice the difference in my engagements if I take the weekend off. So I do try to post on the weekend too, once a day or something on the weekend. But you want to shoot for about 2 to 3 posts a day. I wouldn't do more than 3. That's just a lot. And I know sometimes when we go out for Plexus events, it's hard, or if it's something big going on, it's hard to find enough. But save those posts for days when you don't have anything else to post about. And it's important too that it's quality posts. It's better to put your heart and soul and thought into one good post a day than to do 3 posts that it's just not that great of a post and doesn't get very many engagements. So I would shoot for 2 to 3 posts a day. Make them good posts. And put some thought and some effort into it. Using your own picture is something that really makes it personal. Changing some wording if you do get a copy and paste about X Factor or, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 to 3 times a day is optimum. If you post any more than that, you're basically competing with yourself in the news feed, and you don't want to do that. So 2 to 3 times. But if you do one post that's really, really good, and we're talking lots of engagements, and I mean like hundreds of likes, 40 to 60 comments, something like that, then you don't have to feel the need to post any more that day because of that engagement that you got on that one post. That's going to boost your visibility in your friends' news feeds for days and days. So engagement is the key. And where the gold is at on as far as boosting the visibility of a post is in the comments section. You want as many comments as you can possibly get. And even better, and this is new, when people comment on your post and you respond back to them, it actually boosts your visibility way higher than just a comment alone. So if Facebook thinks there's a conversation happening, so like you get a comment, you respond back to them, they respond back to you, you respond back to them, it's going to boost your visibility by hundreds of times. So and really the first 15 minutes of a post is the key because it's very time sensitive. So there's like a Facebook score basically that you get in the first 15 minutes of a post. So if you get 2 or 3 comments in that first 15 minutes and you're responding back to them, try to get that person to respond back to you. You reply to their comment, try to get them to engage with you. So basically what we're saying is Facebook is rewarding people who take the time to invest in others and build relationships on Facebook, which is what we're supposed to be doing anyway. So this really excites me because my strategy has been, okay, comment on everybody's post as fast as I can, get as many comments as I can, but really it's more about like really actually building a relationship. Having a conversation going in the comments is going to put things in your friends' news feeds for days and days and days.
Yes, so be commenting. We have comment boosting chats. Comment back and forth. Ask a question. Oh my gosh, what's your recipe? Here, girl, let me get it for you. Like, play along with other ambassadors. That's what we have those chats for. And get those 3 comments in the first 15 minutes. I have a couple people that I text right away or call if I need comments really quick. And that has helped me a lot too. So, and even sometimes, Bridget Ryan has said this too, but if she goes live and she doesn't get a lot of comments or interaction, she deletes the post because you want all those engagements, and it's basically pointless taking up space on your wall if you're not getting that interaction. What was I gonna say? Oh, going live. It's really a good tool to go live, to make videos on your wall, and going live once a week is what you should aim for, if not more, because Facebook puts those at the top of people's news feeds. And sometimes when I scroll my wall, all I see is the videos. Like Facebook does that on purpose. I'll be scrolling and I see no posts, just videos. So there are days when they just choose for a couple hours to show all the videos going through people's news feeds. So, and it's interesting, and people get to know the real you even more than they can through a picture. So it allows them to see into your life even more.
And one thing we get asked a lot is, what do I go live about? And the answer to that is anything that would interest your audience, anything that would draw them in and get them to comment and engage with you. And there's a perfect 10 rule. If you're going to do a live video, here's a couple of tips. The first thing is 10 minutes before you go live, you need to basically like warm up the algorithm by going and commenting and engaging on your friends' posts, preferably people that you want to see the video that you're about to make. Go and comment on everybody's post for about 10 minutes, reply to comments, all that jazz. Then do your live video, because this will boost your visibility. We're talking about a difference of having 5 people on your video versus 40 people on your video. Or if you are somebody who gets 50 viewers on your videos, it could boost it up to 100 viewers on your videos. So definitely warm up the algorithm by engaging with people before you do the live. And then after you do the live, for the 10 minutes after you're done, you go and you reply and you conversate with every comment on the in the comment section of your live video post. So because that will boost your visibility again for days and days. As a matter of fact, Noah, my oldest son, he recorded a song that he wrote. I think it's called Mama Don't Cry, and that video still gets comments every day. So I know it's just like circulating, like people are still seeing it because it had so many engagements on it, and that was months ago. So make sure you warm it up and then basically cool it down 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after. That's going to be the key to getting your live videos visibility.
Listen, I still see that video almost every day on my newsfeed. I still see that video.
Noah's my brand. Noah, go write me some more songs, son. I need some visibility over here.
Yes, and I found that asking questions on your live gets people commenting and interacting. Just any way to get people to open up and say something. So
yes. Friends list. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'll look through here and see if people have stuff to say in the comments. Friends list. Okay, so your friends list. The key again, my biggest takeaway from all these algorithms is just engaging and interacting with people. If you have 5,000 friends and you're not talking to all of them, which is pretty hard to do, that's just, Facebook views that as a lot of friends that you're not interacting with. It's better to have a smaller amount of friends, 1,000 to 2,000. I would say 2,000, and interact. But if you have 700 friends, that's a really good number. Tiffany Wilson, she started with 156 friends, and I was like, girl, go friend some people. You have to be commenting and engaging with them, though. And find people that you care about and you love. If you randomly friended some people and you go on there and you see a bunch of cuss words and a bunch of things that you're just not really into and you're like, I wouldn't really love working with that person. If you don't have a relationship with them already, I'm not talking about unfriending your sister, but you can go ahead and unfriend that person and make room for people that you're going to want to engage with in your comments. So don't friend any more than 5 people a day. Wasn't that it? It was 5 people a day. We took notes here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5 days.
And when go ahead.
Okay. When you do friend people, you have to engage with them immediately because Facebook wants to reward people who are building relationships, right? We do want to expand our network. So yes, you do need to be adding friends, but make sure when you add somebody as a friend, they accept your friend request, that you go to their wall right away, comment on several of their posts, and send them a private message because Facebook looks at Messenger too. So comments are the gold. So is Messenger. Facebook says, okay, these 2 people know each other. They like each other. And so they're going to reward people who are taking time and invest in people. So don't just go and add as many people as you can if you don't really intend to build the relationship with them, because it's going to hurt your visibility if you're adding friends and you're not engaging with them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So engaging your audience. So your audience and appealing to them. So your friends, if you're friending a lot of people who are into cats and you're really a dog person, your audience doesn't have to become a cat person for that audience. You're going to want to weed through those people. Like this is an extreme, you guys. I'm not saying like if someone likes cats and you like dogs, like don't friend them, but find people that have the same interests as you. So if Brittany and I weren't friends and I saw her posting about raw milk, I'd be like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? And I would message her, how long you been drinking it? What do you do about frozen milk? So your audience is going to be people who care about the same things that you care about. You might have friends of the same age. You might go to the same church, same religious beliefs, just similar interests. For me and Brittany, it's a lot of healthy living, crunchy mom, homeschooling kind of stuff, which is just our audience. But I'm friends with Tiffany and Cody, and their kids are in school too, but we all have friends of the same age. So we're probably going to like seeing our friends' kids. So that's what we mean by posting for your audience to see. Your audience should be starting to become people who are more and more like you, because those are the people that you're going to love to go to convention with. You're going to love to help reach their goals because you love them.
I totally agree. And I'm very strategic about who I add as a friend. Most of the people are like me that I add. So that means they might not necessarily be homeschoolers, but they're usually either one of these five. They either are a homeschooler, or they're a mama and love their babies passionately, or they love Jesus, or they're health-minded, some combination of all of those. So that's my audience, but yours might be completely different. You might not have kids at all, in which case you would have a totally different brand, and that is totally cool too. You could, Charlotte Seams, I mean, she is, she like 60 or something like that, Fallon. I'm not sure. She's got a completely different brand than I do. She's not going to post the same way because she's talking to different people. So don't just go on yard sale sites and friend everybody you can or all the people you may know. You want to add people as friends that you're going to actually enjoy working with, and the more you add people who are like you, then the more you post about you, the more they're going to like you. Right? And then that gives you credibility when you actually do reach out to them about Plexus, because since you're posting about things they're interested in, then they're going to like you already. It builds trust.
Exactly. I could go on and on with examples for that, for sure. Another idea that I love, I think Abby Kappa has talked about this. I've also noticed it on my own, and we have it here in our notes as well, but focus on 20 people a day. I like to add my top prospects or top people I'm enjoying building a relationship with to my favorites list. And Facebook, if you go in and you click somebody's name where it says friends, you can click add to favorites. And I think you get 10 or 8 people that you're allowed to have there at a time. But focus on building relationships with those people. And if you focus on 20 names at a time, you don't see your whole friends list and feel overwhelmed. You don't feel out of sorts. You're being strategic and you have a plan. These are the people I'm talking to. And you see their posts at the top of your list every day if they're in your favorites list. So I have a list of names of people that I'm interested in getting to know and talking to them and enjoying their posts. And if they don't reach out to me about Plexus that month, then the next month I'm going to reach out to them about Plexus, because I know at that point they're definitely seeing my posts. We've established some sort of a relationship. So that is a really good idea that I love.
Yes, I love that too. That is a really good strategy. And you can't properly, if you're trying to build a relationship with 300 people at the same time, I mean, nobody can do that. It's not going to be very meaningful. And so 20 people is a good number, because you can talk to 20 people a week, right? Just chit-chatting back and forth and getting to know each other. Another tip that I thought was really interesting is Facebook actually pays attention to how long you look at something. So if you are like a Facebook lurker, like a Facebook stalker, but you never like or comment on anything, that actually hurts your visibility. So don't like and not comment. That hurts your visibility. So take a few seconds and leave a comment, because that increases your visibility. But also, Facebook looks at how long you look at something. So if you are trying to leave as many comments as you can, but you're not, like, you see a long post and after 1 or 2 seconds you've already left a comment, Facebook knows you haven't read that whole thing. And so that hurts your visibility. So Facebook really is rewarding people who are taking the time to invest in relationships, which I love that, y'all, because that is what we're supposed to be doing, and that is going to help us grow our businesses. That is network marketing or social marketing done right, because this is about people, caring about people, loving people, investing in people, getting to know people, and then offering them the gift that we have called Plexus.
So focusing on Plexus, how do you post about Plexus? We've talked about how to use Facebook, but how do you specifically, as a Plexus ambassador, post about Plexus? And I'll tell you what you don't want to do. You don't want to use stock photos. You don't want to Google and get a picture, a really old picture of ProBio 5 with some crazy wacky colors that are from the 80s and post that. And I will just raise my hand as being somebody who did that. And I know Brittany could raise her hand too, because that's what we did at the beginning. We had no idea what we were doing. There wasn't really any Facebook training like this. So you can Google, and if you find a pretty little picture of a pink drink with some ice in it and some yellow flowers by it, some of them really do look good. It's all about training your eye to what is most visually appealing. And that's something I had to do as well. But using your own photos, taking pictures of the products with you or your kids, writing your own write-up about it, what you love about it. Just don't be salesy with a link to your website. Here's where you buy it. Don't say, message me today to get your probiotic. Don't want to use those kind of wordings. Have anything to add there?
Yeah, I loved what you just said about training your eye to figure out what's visually appealing, because it never occurred to me before, but that's what we've done. We'll go to Diamond's pages who are really good at it, and then we compare, like, why this is a really good post. What makes it so good? Like, really analyze, why is this image so pretty? What do I like about it? And then figure out how to imitate that.
Yep. Exactly. And that's what we've done. So looking at people's walls, I have a list of a couple names of people. Bridget Ryan, she still is my favorite. Emily Gibson, Emily Roberts, Amber Miller, Tamara Holloway. These are just some names of a few people. Do you have anybody that you love, their Facebook page, Britt?
Rebecca Folks.
I like her earrings.
Oh, she always looks amazing. I'm trying to think. I mean, you just named a lot of my favorite ones.
Abby Kappa, Amy Paul, Rochelle saying, yes, there's so many. And
Tiffany Wilson's images are always really good, and she writes really well. And I noticed too, one of the first things I noticed when she got a new iPhone, I noticed a difference in the pictures. I'm like, how are you taking those pictures? Because they were really good. I'm like, man, those look professional. And apparently it's a feature on a phone that I don't have that I now need.
We will talk about that later. I need to know what this phone is, but yes. So taking good pictures, training your eyes, stalk these people pages. Why did this post get 400 likes and 50 comments versus this picture didn't get much? And recreate those pictures yourself. That's something I'll do. I'll be like, oh, Jill Renfro's post is so cute. Let me go make the same face and take a cute picture of myself. That's how we learn, and that's where we get our ideas. Eventually, it'll start becoming our own ideas. So did you have anything to add before we close? And then I want to stop recording and answer some of these questions in here.
Okay. Nope. I think we covered all the points we wanted to cover.
Okie dokie. All right. If you guys want to stay on here, we are going to